Hello, everybody. It's Harley her. And yeah, I wanted to record this story time because I've been meaning to record a few story time videos, and I really enjoy watching other people's story time videos. So, here today, I have a story for you. This story is about my aunt in law. To make the long story condensed into just a few sentences so you get the idea, basically, his aunt, my husband, my now separated husband's aunt, hates me due to moving in together. As you understand, moving in together will most of the time make or break a relationship. And unfortunately, that was the case for us. It ruined her and I's relationship. It ruined her and my separated husband's relationship for years. We didn't handle everything right, neither did she, and there was just no resolution. Even if we wanted to come to one, she's beyond that. She's past that. It's been 6 years now. She still won't look in my direction. She still won't speak a word to me, even after all the family functions that we attend together. Not only that, she actually, what's the word? But she talks crap about me, slander. She slanders me on the internet. She likes to accuse me of doing things that are illegal that I'm not doing and also aren't illegal, like stalking and harassment and all that stuff, which I clearly don't do. Watching somebody's videos on YouTube once in a great while is not a crime. Commenting is not a crime. And so, it is what it is. Anyway, let's get into it. So 2020 hit, COVID. I wasn't going to have a place to live, couldn't pay the rent, wasn't making money. Everyone was shut down. And I thought we had a place to go when we put in our 30-day notice, but then that fell through. So, we're trying to find places to go. My boyfriend at the time, now separated husband, he had suggested his aunt's house because she had plenty of space. She didn't have anyone but her son with her. So, I was like, okay, sure, I'll agree to that, discounted rent, at least we got a place to go. And I didn't take one look at this house. I didn't take one look. I trusted his judgment, wrongfully so, because the day that and I knew his aunt to some extent, but not enough, clearly. The day we're moving, literally like a day, 2 days before we got to get out, we're moving our stuff into her house, and the second I walk in, I'm thinking, what the fuck did you do? Like, why did you think this was an acceptable place to stay? Like, it was a hoarder house, and it wasn't like a hoarder house where you can't walk, but there was excessive shit everywhere, unnecessarily so. Given her personal situations that I'm not going to care to discuss, like she cares to discuss my life on the internet that she knows nothing about. I'm not going to get into her personal details. But anyway, so she had some mental things that were causing this, and he had helped her clean up actually before we moved in. So the fact that this was the cleaned up space was shocking to me. Anyway, and aside from that, her spiritual beliefs, I don't care where you land, but at the time, I was on this hardcore conspiracy theorist thing, and I ended up that year, along with Charon, I pissed off a lot of other people too. So I'm not by any means saying I was blameless in this situation. No, I certainly participated. It takes two to tango. But what I will say, generally speaking, since I'm talking generally about the whole subject, she didn't do her best either. Okay, anyway. So we move in, and so her spiritual beliefs, like I didn't know, but she does all these tarot cards. She literally has a shrine to, like, I don't even know the goddess name, Dia de Muerta. It's not the Dia de los Muertos. I don't even know. It's some horrible pagan god that people sacrifice babies to. She's got a shrine to this thing in her home, and and so she's really all into that stuff. And So yeah, I was concerned moving in there, and it was fine. We were fine. And then at one point, my husband and I wanted to get baptized, and there was this guy we watched on YouTube. Looking back, it was a interesting situation. But basically, what happened, we drove all the way out far a ways to see this guy and his family twice while he was preaching. And then he came to see us because we wanted to get baptized, and it never worked out. So he came over to the house. He was also a conspiracy theorist nut. And so he's seen all this pagan crap in her house and whatnot, witchcraft. So he says something, and he's only saying what I'm thinking, right? So we kind of go along with it. And it basically became this whole thing we didn't intend for it to be. We just thought, okay, he's going to come over. We're going to go get baptized. That's going to be it. Well, it became this whole like intervention thing where he's like trying to explain to her why he thinks this stuff is wrong. And she was actually going along with it at the time. So me and my boyfriend at the time were happy about it. We're like, okay, great. And it wasn't like peer pressure. Like she was like really hearing him out. So she agreed, like, okay, yeah, let's get rid of this stuff. Again, this was not the intention. Looking back again, I'm really not happy about the way it went down for anybody involved. Nobody handled it right. But it became this big thing, right? We start taking her stuff out. They're singing hymns. It was kind of a wholesome moment. Kind of funny, too. Because it's silly. The whole situation was silly. And then, she goes outside, smokes a cigarette, comes back in, and is like, oh, no, I changed my mind. Don't put my stuff in the garage. Bring my stuff back in. Blah, 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 blah. So then it was this big old fight. And then she was talking shit about me and my boyfriend. About how, we do this and we do that. And was like ratting us out to this preacher guy. And was like telling us that we're terrible because we believe this way and we're judging her and all this stuff, which we really weren't. Like we were just like not happy to be around it, but like she can do whatever the fuck she wants to do. But maybe at that time I was judging her. I'm judging her now. I really don't care for her and her behavior since then, but it is what it is. So anyway, so that happened, and then after that it was basically a fight every day. She was like pointing all her statues at me, basically attacking me spiritually, or her attempt to, rather. So I would do the same thing. I'd turn them back around to her side of the house, that sort of thing. Throw Bible verses in her face. We did not handle it right, and she was a bitch to me, and and then it just kind of ran that way until finally we left, and she says, it was because of her washer or dryer or whatever. It just broke. Those Samsung washer and dryers are just sensitive as fuck. Casey did throw the blanket in the dryer, a weighted blanket, which probably wasn't a good idea. But, it wasn't an intentional, purposeful, I'm trying to destroy her dryer. Like, come on, lady. And now I will say, you hear Samantha, she's having a good old time. Ain't nothing wrong with me recording a video while my children have fun. Elijah's taking a nap. Anyway, I say that because a lot of people on the internet seem to have a sentiment that if you're a mom, you don't have time to do anything else. You should just be parenting. Well, I'll tell you what, I do a lot more than just mom. Anyway, so, we left. She acted like we was being malicious, whatever, when really she was being malicious. And then we go to get our stuff at one point, and she had been making YouTube videos talking mad shit about us, saying she's going to destroy our property, sell our property, all these things, collectibles, you know what I'm saying? And so we come pick up our stuff when the police show up with us, and no, the police actually didn't show up. I take that back. I don't know. But I had made a joke about how, because I was so pissed off about the whole situation, I made a joke about how, oh, I really need to blow my nose. I would wipe my boogers on her wall, but the wall is so nasty, I don't even want to touch it. Because, the smell of incense was so pervasive. That shit was on the walls. The film. Anyway, so that was the joke, and she heard me say that, and she thought I did wipe boogers on her wall or something of the sort. So she basically freaked out, came in there, was talking shit while we was grabbing our stuff. So then a verbal argument happened. Then at one point she starts tussling with my boyfriend, and she claimed that he had like pushed her, when in reality she was like yanking a bucket and he yanked it back and she fell due to the force, right? So then she's like, oh, you pushed me, and then like starts freaking out, calls the police. The police show up. He actually had a scratch on his back, you know, and I was there, and he did not like come at her whatsoever. So anyway, so you know, she just thinks she has all this fodder and all this stuff, and it doesn't really matter what she says about me or my family, because like I said, she really doesn't know me. She is textbook narc, you know. I mean, literally on her YouTube channel, people that don't even know her don't even know me. She's trying to convince them that I'm such a terrible human being. She's tried convincing my husband's family that I'm so terrible and they want nothing to do with me. And you know what? That's fine, because let's just be for real. The whole family's toxic. It's better this way, the whole separation. But I did want to make this video just to kind of touch on the things that she says. It's not really a whole big ol' this is the whole deal, but you know, I will link her YouTube so you can go check it out and you can decide for yourself what you think. I think she's a nutty nut. It's Charon Likes to Share, Sharon Childress, Sharon Slavens is all her YouTube channels, and The Moon of Charon Tarot.